Birmingham! Hey, it's Kip and the legend, no Tony Kurre this week. Welcome to the starting lineup. Kip, how you feeling today, brother?
Man, I am pumped up. We got so much going on. Kip Keefer Sports is blowing up. We've got a great team, and the summer is going to be fantastic.
Man, I can't wait. We got so much going on. We about to head to Tampa for the SEC
Media Days, baby!
Kip Keefer got him a badge. He's going to have a press badge. Man, I can't wait to see it. Man, we're going down to Tampa. We're going to be down there with DeBoer. We're going to be down there with Kirby, Sankey, Feinbaum. We're going to be down there with them all. Are you excited, brother? I'm excited.
I am. We were going to have cameras rolling. Legend is going to be our man hanging out at the pool and at the lobby. He's going to be kind of like the guy on the red carpet on that assignment. And everybody, I'm getting so much reaction. Everybody that I tell that we're going to the SEC Media Days is talking about Legend and Coach DeBoer nose to nose in the lobby. Here he comes. He's got to come in and he's got to go out.
Man, I know I got a few questions for you, Coach DeBoer, but I'll save them in person. Kip, everything going on in college football, there seems like there's more going on off the field than on the field. They're talking 24-team playoff. Feinbaum came out and said that would be the death of college football. How are you feeling about the 24-team playoff?
Well, first of all, I got a lot of respect for Paul for stepping up and saying exactly what's on his mind, because sometimes Paul's got to play the host and the neutral guy. But if Paul Feinbaum feels that strongly about that, that's a really strong statement to say. If college football institutes, this is his exact quote, if college football goes to a 24-team playoff, it'll be the biggest mistake in college football history, unquote.
Yeah, it'll be a big mistake. You know, they talking 24 teams. That would just make the regular season. I mean, you almost had to go 7-5 to miss the playoffs if they turned to 24 team. Come on, you're thinking too much. You want too much money. Forget about it. Leave it at 12. Leave it alone. I mean, even 12 last year, some of the games were horrible.
Oh, beyond horrible. I mean, I still have nightmares thinking about that Oregon and James Madison game.
Oh my
what a bummer.
Man.
But the SEC, of course, who always is in position because they've been at the top of the heap, they're always the one that's got to give and compromise. The SEC championship game is worth an estimated $55 million a year in revenue. They want them to give it up. You don't need that. We'll have a playoff game. And the SEC asked the question at the meeting this week, well, what is the revenue scale going to be? Is that going to make up for our $55 million cash cow? And the TV executives looked at each other and goes, well, we haven't worked out all the details yet. But so once again, the people pushing this are these lesser conferences and the TV networks. They all want this level playing field. That means the SEC has to compromise. That means the Big Ten has to compromise. This isn't a socialist country. They're on top for a reason. They've got the best product, and everybody ties for first place isn't going to work.
College baseball down to the final two teams. The SEC this week, 4 teams in the same bracket of the final 8. Oklahoma beats Georgia. North Carolina comes out of the other bracket. We got right now Oklahoma, North Carolina in the college baseball. Can Oklahoma bring an SEC championship in baseball?
They have been on an absolute tear because they were just about a middling team in the SEC regular season. But as you see in baseball, whoever's playing best in the postseason in the major leagues, a lot of times rides right to a championship. Oklahoma is just on fire. They went to Georgia Tech and beat the number 2 team in the country in the early round of that tournament. And that was just an astounding win. And then to go to Kansas and knock off the Big 12 champion as well. And now they've just been lights out at the College World Series. Georgia had just a record-setting team, hit 177 home runs during the regular season. Complete power outage in Omaha. The Bulldogs have gone home, along with Alabama, along with Texas, who Georgia beat twice. So the SEC only 1 team in the finals, but it was kind of set up that way, kind of rigged, which big surprise.
Kip Keefer Sports is blowing up. We're going to be in Vegas. We're headed to New York, to Sarasota. Hell, we're headed down to Tampa and a few. Monty Bauer! We going crazy here at Kip Keefer Sports, man. We all over the world. And you're going to tune in right here every Saturday morning from 10:30 to 11. Leave all them other ESPN sounds alone. This is the one we'll be telling you like it is all year long. You know I don't cut no corners when it comes to Alabama. Hey, this is the starting lineup. Thank you for tuning in. Stay right where you are. You will not be disappointed. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Birmingham Racecourse and Casino starting lineup. It's Tone the Bone. It's time for Bone Fragments. You know, one of the things I love about Father's Day, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Of course, thinking about all the wonderful times I had with my dad. Because of my dad's hours, we never got a chance to really go to a lot of ball games. Matter of fact, I never went to a professional game with my dad. So what I've tried to do with my sons, Santo mainly, my oldest one, is to go to as many ball games as I possibly can. This past Thursday, we went to the FIFA game over at Atlanta, $190 a ticket to stand up for 3.5 hours. I'll do what I have to do. But the one thing, because it was so expensive, my dad did do for me is sports cards. And I'm seeing there in 2026, the sports cards is up over 37%, mainly because of UFC and because of FIFA cards, believe it or not. And the ladies actually have their Major League Baseball card coming out a little bit later on in Tampa later on this summer. So all kinds of different cards, a place where you can find cards and certainly comics, Sasquatch toys and comics. We're here with Seth Cosby. He is the man here. He has this really beautiful store. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to come down here and actually walk through your store and tell people exactly what you got, because when you see it from the outside, it does no justice to what you got going on.
No justice whatsoever.
Walk us around, brother. Tell us what you got here at Sasquatch Toys and Comics.
So this first room that we're in at the shop, this is our Hot Toys statue room. Got a bunch of really nice stuff in here. Like these are limited. The Batman and the Joker both are limited to like 700 worldwide. Got some really nice, little horror section there as well. Statues. Got a nice little Indiana Jones section over here as well.
Beautiful. All right, again, this place has got like 17 rooms in it, so let's keep walking through it because we only have about 30 minutes, so we're not. What else you got?
So our next room in here, guys, this is our strictly Star Wars room.
Yeah, baby.
So bunch more modern stuff in there. We do have a lot of vintage as well.
And by the way, you find some Star Wars stuff up in your grandma's attic, or you got some stuff unopened or even open, come to Sasquatch Toys and Comics, man. Seth will make a deal on it, as you can see.
Buy, sell, and trade.
And and if you're looking for something specific and you can't find it, I'll bet you Sasquatch Toys and Comics will find it for you. Where else are we going now?
All right, next room is wrestling.
Nice.
Let's see, we got some TMNT in here. We also have Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse. We also got a little Star Trek section as well.
Beautiful. Some Blues Brothers for you. I like that.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
good. That's good. I like that.
Transformers as well over here also. And then the next room we got is going to be our pop room.
The pop room. Oh my gosh. Dude, you got a whole room dedicated to pops. This is unbelievable. This is the new kind of trading thing, but really it's been out for a while, hasn't it?
It has.
And it just keeps getting better and better. And this is, of course, part of the Funko stuff too.
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing.
Here, actually, let's come down here real quick. Mm-hmm. So the nice thing about Pops is you have a nice big window to actually get stuffed autographed, which is really nice. So, very nice. So yeah, this is actually all autograph section here.
Super. Now we got about a minute left. We got to go, and I got to go see the comic room because they got over 300,000 comics. If you want to start a brand new hobby with your dad this Father's Day weekend, man, come down here and start some comics, bro. It is unbelievable. We're talking over 300,000 comics. Look at this.
Our comics, guys.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I mean, I cannot stress enough how much I was blown away by, and of course everything is graded, so you know what you're getting is the real deal. You know you're getting a great price.
Well.
Yep. And we go box after box after box. So if you're looking for something great to do with Dad this Father's Day, start something new, and it's not nearly as expensive as going to a FIFA game. I got news for you. Come down to Sasquatch Toys and Comics.
We also have a huge dollar section too on the comics.
Oh, sweet. Dollar section. It's a good place to get started. Yeah, all right, with about 30 seconds left, is there anything particular you want to show me one more thing before?
It's a nice bumblebee. Yeah.
Look at that bumblebee. Look at that. That's unbelievable.
Let's do the Pokemon room.
Yeah, let's do the Pokemon room real quick. This place is unbelievable. Sasquatch Toys and Comics, right here on the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, starting lineup on Tony Bone Fragments. All right, here we go. And our final shot here. There you go.
Nice Pokemon.
Oh man, Pokemon, all kinds of sports cards. You name it, they got it right here. Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Check it out. Sports cards over here. There you have it, folks. Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Tone the Bone right here on the Birmingham Racecourse Casino starting lineup. Tell people how they can find you, my man.
It's 145 Citation Court in Homewood, Alabama.
Hey, really appreciate you hanging out with the Birmingham Racecourse Casino starting lineup every Saturday morning, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm Tone the Bone. Don't forget, Father's Day is tomorrow, and the thing that he loves the most is, of course, being rubbed down with big, beautiful hands, the Woodhouse Day Spa. Go to birmingham.woodhousespas.com, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. They got specials right now on their website for all the daddies out there. He took care of you during Mother's Day. Now do him a favor and get him something really nice at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And I promise you it's something he's going to want every single year. The Woodhouse Day Spa right here in Birmingham. Fantastic. Stuart Rome and the crew. They'll give you a bang-up job. They're going to do a fantastic job for every father out there. birmingham.woodhousespas.com, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Hey, it's time for some Kip perspective here on the starting lineup. And this week, I'm going to resuscitate a topic that I brought up last Saturday on Game Time in kind of an impromptu discussion with Legend. We were talking about the quarterbacks in the SEC. And you know, in college football, every position's important, but your quarterback is really the determining factor a lot of times for your success or failure in a season. There are 6 teams in the SEC with their starting quarterback from a year ago back for a second consecutive season. And we kind of just impromptu, didn't really get organized with it, but just kind of laid out between David Sears, our producer, Legend, and myself, our pecking order of those 6 quarterbacks. And mine was a little surprising, and I have posted, and that clip's on social media. You can always catch all of our posts on our Facebook page, Kip Keefer Sports, or on TikTok or Instagram. We're all over the place, YouTube. But my rankings were a little bit surprising to a lot of folks, and I'm getting a little bit of backlash. So I wanted to kind of get into that subject again here. My top 6, I have got Trinidad Chambliss back for Ole Miss. He was just a magic man last year. He wasn't even the starter at the beginning of the year. Austin Simmons, who now has transferred, he'll be Missouri's quarterback. Chambliss gets an extra year of eligibility, won his case, and he is going to be there. I think he is the top returning guy, the alpha dog on this alpha dog list. Number 2, I've got Gunnar Stockton with the Georgia Bulldogs. I think he was really underestimated last year, did a great job, got Georgia another SEC championship. He doesn't have the wide receiver weapons he had a year ago, but he's got a big-time experience, proven offensive line, and a whole stable of running backs, and that makes life easier for any quarterback to have those assets. So look for Gunnar to have a monster year. Number 3, John Mateer at Oklahoma. John Mateer broke his thumb in the 4th game of the season and played, that's on his throwing hand as well, and it really affected his play. Oklahoma's still a playoff team, went down to Alabama, but I think John Mateer is poised to have a fantastic year for the Sooners. Number 4, Marcel Reed back at Texas A&M. Remember, Texas A&M was unblemished all season until right at the end, and they had the giant comeback with South Carolina. The Marcel Reed of the first half was not the Marcel Reed in the second half when he brought them back from a 30-3 halftime deficit to win that game. Of course, then they fell on their face against Texas and were eliminated by Miami in the playoffs. Marcel Reed, I don't think he's a great thrower, but he's a dynamic quarterback, the son of a great quarterback and coach, Joe Reed, so he's got a lot of pedigree. The number 5 quarterback is Lenora Sellers from South Carolina, who was one of the Heisman favorites last year. South Carolina was kind of a bummer overall, but bottom line is this guy is multi-talented and could have a monster year. Running, passing, he can do it all, and he's huge. And number 6, and this is where the blowback's coming, Arch Manning. Okay, I have nothing against Arch Manning. I am a huge admirer of the Manning family and all that they've accomplished. Grandpa, Archie, of course, Peyton and Eli. And father actually of this quarterback is Cooper Manning, who's the oldest son of Archie Manning, who was a receiver at Ole Miss. This quarterback last year at Texas did a good job, but I still say if you look at those top 5 names on my list, if any one of those 5 guys had been quarterback with that Texas team and all that talent from last year, would they have had the season they had? Arch Manning has to show it to me on the field. I'm going by what I've seen from the quarterbacks and not what somebody's last name is. And that's Kipper perspective for this week. My top 6 returning quarterbacks.
Hey, it's Kip Keefer back again for another edition of the Vegas Heaters. I am a longtime sports bettor, sports betting writer, and sports editor for Greenspun Media Group, which includes Las Vegas Sun and Las Vegas Weekly. Not sure why I'm holding this football this week. I gotta be honest, I'm getting a little bit slow getting into the preparation for the upcoming season, both NFL and college football. Haven't done a whole lot. I gave you out those 2 teams I really love in both months ago now, Notre Dame and the Chargers, for those who missed it. But I haven't really dug in, haven't bet many more other futures. There's just so much going on right now. Now, I always think June is always a little bit underrated time, especially this time of year when we have the U.S. Open, we have College World Series, but I think the World Cup's even set it over the top this year. There's just so much sports going on this month. I can't really talk about the World Cup today. At the time of filming now, every team has played 1 match. If you do want to know my thoughts, some of my long-term future stuff, which I still feel really good about, hopefully you can go back and watch last week's episode. I just thought we'd do a grab bag, talk about a lot of different things. Of course, now, since the last time we talked, both the NBA and the NHL have wrapped up. As I've documented many times over the last several weeks, shut out as far as championship futures in both of those sports. Didn't even get anyone to the championship this year. And because of that, because I'm feeling a little bit beaten up, a little bit damaged, never happened in the history of the show. We haven't got either. I haven't dug into the odds for next year. A lot of times I'm firing right away. I like to hit the openers. I find a team fire on them. We had the Avalanche last year at 12-1 at this time. Maybe I'll do that and get back to you next week. But just some overall thoughts of going forward. We'll start in the NBA. I think that's freshest with everyone celebrating the Knicks. Congratulations to the Knicks, a historic playoff run. However, I don't really see it being repeatable. We're already seeing James Dolan say he's not going into the second apron. I can tell you for sure one team I will not be on again next year is the Knicks. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to be on the Spurs either. They are now the favorite. They're at the top of the board of everything. And yes, they could easily end up winning it next year. Victor Wembanyama, of course, you're going to start a franchise with him. If you could pick any one player in the NBA right now, I think Dylan Harper is going to be at that level as well. But Wembanyama still really worried about him holding up through the grind of a whole regular season and a playoffs year after year. Now, I know he most part did it this year. I just think it is a little presumptive to put them so far ahead of the Thunder already. So I'm probably going to be back in the same position I am. And hopefully you didn't pay attention at all to what I said this year. We did terrible on the NBA, but the 2 years before that, we absolutely crushed. All over the Thunder 2 years ago, all over the Celtics last year. I think I'm going to be back on the Thunder and the Celtics next year, to be honest. I think the Celtics were the best team in the East, hands down, at the end of the regular season. I think they might get Giannis now in this trade. I don't know if that makes me higher or lower on them. It'll be interesting to see. I just feel like I'm going to be really high on Boston again. And I honestly think right now we're going to have to see how Oklahoma City manages something. They are facing a cap crunch for the first time, but I'm a little bit higher on Oklahoma City than what the early odds I've seen. As far as the NHL, another one I haven't bet anything on. I really thought I had it cornered this year with Colorado and Tampa. The next team I probably would have bet, though, is Carolina. I think I had futures on them like 5 straight years, so it really hurt seeing them ultimately roll to the Stanley Cup final. You saw the final 3 games. Vegas had nothing for them. If I was picking a team for the East, they're going to be short next year, but I think you can't really go wrong with Carolina. They still have so much depth. They're not paying anyone too much. You think they're going to have a shot of just running it right back. But if I wasn't Carolina, as much as I love Tampa this year, a team getting older, tough division, I probably can't run it back with them. I'd be looking for some super long shots, maybe like the New Jersey Devils, who I seem to just can't be able to quit. Wasn't on them this year, but I think they have such high potential. I think a lot of people have seen that now after what we saw at the Olympics with Jack Hughes, but also just loved their general manager hire. Shout out to Sonny Mehta. When I moved out here to Las Vegas, a guy that was really into sports betting, analytics, poker, all that background. I really think that I like guys that are on the cutting edge of stuff like that. I thought that was a great hire. So maybe he's the one that could set the Devils over the top. A team I might be looking at a long shot. Even the Rangers, who were dreadful this year, I think they have the best goalie in the world in Igor Borussia Sturken. So maybe some teams I might look at a bullish case going in to next year. In the West, it's easy. The team that's going to jump out to me, number one. The Avalanche, of course, are going to be the team to beat, but we bet them 12-1 at this time last year. They're going to be like 6-1 now. I like another team in their division, the Wild, who I think down the stretch this year, once they got Quinn Hughes, were just as good as anyone. Now, of course, they weren't healthy enough, so they could not beat the Avalanche in this year's playoffs. But if they were healthy, if they had that center depth they had throughout the season, maybe it's them, not the Golden Knights, to take out the Avalanche. So I'd be looking for the Wild next year in the NHL. Quickly, let's get on to what's going on this weekend, because it is the U.S. Open, and I've given out a lot of plays on the show. A lot of them haven't aged well. I'm on Rahm, Oberg, and Cam Young. That one actually has aged pretty well. But I got to tell you, I wonder if I'm just outthinking everything. In the end, I think I said it a few times we talked about it. I said I was probably going to end up betting Scotty Scheffler, and what do you know? I did end up betting Scotty Scheffler right before post time here. You guys have a lot more information than me right now of what's going on at Shinnecock. I'm filming right before we start. Now we're 2 rounds in, but I bet Scotty Scheffler 6-1, the final guy. I just think he's being knocked down too much. He's still already won this year. He's not really having that big of a down year. This course fits him perfectly. There's so many ways to live bet golf now. If he's lurking, maybe when you're watching this, he's 2 or 3 strokes back. I think he is worth the bet. My 2 favorite plays this week would be Scotty Scheffler and another usual suspect, Tommy Fleetwood, who collapsed the last time this was at Shinnecock. We'll see if Tommy can get it done. Also, the College World Series kicking off today, and we do have one future alive, and this, at least we had a team make it. North Carolina, almost, that was the last team we bet. The first team we bet going all the way back, almost a year now, was Georgia. We almost got that North Carolina-Georgia matchup. Unfortunately, now North Carolina-Oklahoma. Haven't decided if I'm going to hedge the North Carolina. I believe we give them about 18-1 on the show. I think they should win against Oklahoma, but I am sick of getting burned. I'm sick of getting shut out on these futures. If there's a chance to take Oklahoma, I wish college baseball is a bigger market. I could take Oklahoma like plus 1.5 games just not to get swept. Then we could middle and shoot for both. But that's some thoughts on all that's going on, or a lot that's going on this week. Thanks for checking out another edition of the Vegas Heaters. Let's see what the rest of the guys have to wrap it up on the starting lineup.
Hey, welcome to the Legend Cave, where few men have ever been allowed. I'm talking Monty Bauer, Kip Keefer, Tony Kurre, Paul Feinbaum.
I got my membership card here.
No, that's all right, brother. You
okay. I just wanted
that's only JK that we card when they come in.
And Don.
And Don. Hey, Kip, this week they were talking about who is your top 5 going into the season. A lot of fans were upset at me because I didn't have Alabama in my top 5, but I got to keep it real. We're not a top 5 team yet.
And you got to give Legend credit. Legend has said on several different of our platforms that Alabama just does not have, in his opinion, a playoff roster. And that's got to just cause you tremendous pain to say that.
Just pain. Doc, if Keon Russell, bring in the medic. Yeah. If Keon Russell can explode, if Ezekiel Crowell can explode, and if Ryan Hollywood Williams can come back to himself, Ryan Hollywood Coleman Williams, and explode, it could be a great season. But that's a lot of exploding, a lot of ifs that have to happen for Alabama, Kipper.
I think the bright side for Alabama is I would have high expectations for this defense. The front line still may be a little bit of a question, but the back group, the linebackers, and the secondary is absolutely prime time.
I tell you what, Keon Russell leading the offense. Bray Hubbard leading that defense. Bray Hubbard reminds me of Tommy Wilcox back in the day. Oh, I just went old school on you. Tommy Wilcox back in the day. You got Keon Sapp. You got Bray Hubbard. Is they a better tandem at safety in the nation than Alabama has, Kip?
No, and the corners are very good too. The secondary, and it's about 6 deep. It's not just the 4 starters. You can't look at a secondary that way because you got so many nickel guys and other players come in. A lot of times you're running 5 and 6 defensive back sets, and Alabama has got the personnel to really do whatever they want in that secondary. They should be locked down.
It's that time of the year where we make fools of ourselves. Give me your national championship game in college football for the upcoming season.
Oh, man.
And please don't say Penn State and Clemson.
You have no fear of me saying that. I really am kind of intrigued. I don't like the Big Ten, but I'm intrigued by this Michigan team. I think Kyle Whittingham, I think that worked out great for Michigan. This is a guy who's been languishing at Utah for years and years and always has competitive teams with no resources. I don't think that's a hotbed for high school recruits in Utah, but he's walking into getting an experienced team The young quarterback is back again. And I think Michigan is the scary team in the Big Ten this year. And I'm really kind of looking at all the contenders in the SEC. I tend to think we're going to have an SEC team in there, and people are going to call me a homer, but I like what Kirby has at Georgia. So right now, today, unprepared, ill-prepared, I'm going to say Georgia, Michigan.
Wow, Georgia, Michigan. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. I got Notre Dame and Oregon. Yep, I'm sorry, Alabama fans. I know you want to pull my card. I hear you, Bear.
This is an SEC show.
It's an SEC show, but I think Oregon with Dante Moore, he is a number one pick in the draft next year. Their 4 defensive linemen will all be top 50 picks in the draft next year. 17 starters in their first 22. This team is loaded. This duck is going to fly, and Notre Dame's schedule is just, it's so easy. Easy like Sunday morning. I got Notre Dame and Oregon in the final. I hear you, Bear. Bear don't like the Notre Dame pick. Who you got winning it all, Kip?
I like Kirby to pick up his third in 5 years. I think Georgia. I think the SEC. If it's not Georgia,
I make sure you ain't got a fever.
If it's not Georgia, whatever SEC team rises to the top and plays the Big Ten team this year for the championship, I'm going with the SEC. Could it be LSU? Could it be Texas? Let me hold my nose when I say that. Could it be Alabama?
It could be.
So there's some contenders in the SEC. I will say right now, to support your pick, you know who the favorite right now in Las Vegas is for the Heisman Trophy, do you not?
Dante Moore?
No. C.J. Carr, quarterback Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He's the favorite right now, and that's astounding because guess who's second? Arch Manning. What a surprise.
What a surprise. Hey, my pick is I got the Ducks winning their first championship. Hey, remember it's just a game. Don't be like Kip and the legend. Plum Sports Insane.
This Wednesday coming up, join us down at the Barons game downtown at Regions Park. We are going to be doing the starting lineup interviews and features for next week's show. Filming Wednesday, so if you want to get on TV, we'll have free T-shirts. We're going to be working the crowd, introducing ourselves. Join us for the Barons game. And Legend, we're really excited. I toured yesterday our new facilities and new set at the brand new sports bar that's going to be opening in July at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino. We are going to be out there and interact with the fans. And we've got a contest where we're going to be giving away $1,500 a week in cash and a bunch of other prizes. If you can successfully pick games, a 5-game parlay, you can win big prizes.
Yes, $1,500 every week, a 5-team parlay free to the public. All you need is a player's card at the casino. You can pick that up free also at the casino. It is blowing up at the Birmingham Racetrack Casino. You want to be there all season long and have an opportunity. I know JK and David Legend, they love the 5-team parlays. All you got to do is pick 5. We also be giving out other awards, though, won't we, Kip?
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be all kinds of great opportunities to win prizes and cash. So keep that in mind. We're going to have happy hour parties every Wednesday night at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino. It is going to be the special place for football fans all season long.
Hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. We love you. Have a great weekend. And remember, every Saturday at 10:30, log it in. The starting lineup. We'll see you next week.